it's basically a throbbing erection of a period drama.
Well, congratulations on the role. What's it like being part of Shondaland?
It's brilliant. It's like all your dreams come true. I think they politically are so on point with all the shows that they've created previously at ABC, but they have such amazing intelligence when it comes to like visibility and diversity and representation. So, you know, to be able to be welcomed into their family and to be able to tell this story in the way that they have is just like brilliant. You know, whatever happens, we'll be incredibly proud of it, I think.
Yeah, it's awesome to have such a show because it's so jarring almost to see a period drama because we're so used to a certain look that it's like, wow, like this is what life should look like, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like all through an Instagram filter, isn't it? But also, and there's an amazing like culture sort of clash that's come about. You know, the period dramas that we know feel very quintessentially British, and I think it's something that we sort of feel like we have onus over. But then to have an American aesthetic and energy brought into it makes it incredibly interesting, and like, you know, it's basically a throbbing erection of a period drama.
And I mean, this is a matchmaking in hell. This is high society London, and basically the women are defined by who they marry, who's their family. So as a man, I mean, for women, it was like this for women back then.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because you can by going through a 19th century lens, you can see how far we have come in certain ways and how far we really haven't in others.
Yeah.
I think the anxiety to find love and to find someone and to validate yourself in that love match even now still stands. But you know, when you look back at, you know, these poor young women who didn't even have time, it's the moment they turn a certain age, they're thrown out there, and also their families and their own livelihoods depend on it. So the extraordinary pressures that those women are under is so brilliantly written and portrayed by the other cast, and also, you know, the flip side of that, also in this we get to see how, you know, the same pressures existed for the men, and how, you know, even you know, Anthony is not in a position to respect and nurture and look after Daphne in any way, and yet he's given all this responsibility. So, you know, I think it's something that we've seen very recently, you know, men in positions of power who don't have the wherewithal to see anything through.
Yeah, you have your own dilemma, whereas you're in a relationship with a woman not deemed worthy in that society.
Yeah, and yeah, and it's bizarre because especially the idea of opera to us is now such a high art form.
Yeah.
And you know, it was amazing to read around that and to see how, you know, artists and actors and opera singers and musicians were seen as harlots, which is bonkers. It's, you know, it's a society where, you know, clout and currency is given to aesthetic and lineage, and not kindness and not creativity and talent. And you know, that's incredibly depressing, but also makes for an amazing structure to tell these stories in.
Yeah, it's great to watch. It's this very soap opera look at high society London. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
It's kind of like, you know, it's candy, isn't it? It's fluffy, it's saucy, and there's a lot of cream going around.
Yeah, definitely different from whatever we've seen in a period drama. It's just it's a lot of fun, you know, that it kind of pokes fun at what we're used to seeing, and it throws it on its head.
And that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're going to sort of like tickle you in places that you thought weren't, you know, reachable under a corset.
And for you, what's it like being so posh? You know, the language is so very dramatized. You know, so for you, was it easy transition, or did you have to practice a little bit to sound so uppity?
Well, we had an amazing dialect coach, but I don't know. I've done a lot of theatre, and you know, like there's something, I think once you've done sort of, I remember talking to Reggae when we were doing scenes together, but like when you have to get the muscularity around sort of like, you know, verse and poetry, like it's really great because it is a challenge initially. And of course, with something like this and a period drama, you don't want to feel that these characters are stuck in a period, or you get modern actors trying to play a period. You want them to be able to play themselves, so you have to really wrestle with it. But then, you know, just like anything, it's like a muscularity, and then it gets easier and easier. And actually, you know what, it's always brilliant playing characters who say the thing that you wish you could say in real life at the right time. And you know, there's so much wit in the text that, you know, it was a real joy.
Yeah, now that you say it, it is theatrical because you have to project beyond the screen, right?
Totally. And I think you know, like the thing I love about this most is that, yes, it's Netflix, yes, it's Shondaland, but there are so many of the British theatre actors that, you know, are being put in the center of a big TV series, and it's great to see that, you know, in a year where theatre has sort of been dropped by governments, you know, a lot of the theatre actors have come together, and I think there's a different type of performance that comes with that.
Yeah, well, I'm really enjoying it, and congratulations on the role.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.